When I was a boy, I was, to quote the gospel, short in stature. I was, as we might say these days, vertically challenged. I didn't hit my growth spurt until about high school. And one of the traditions we had in my family in my younger days, growing up in South Boston, having been born in South Boston, was to go to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, or the Evacuation Day Parade, actually, as we came to find out what it was. We always thought it was because of St. Patrick's Day, then we learned our history a little bit and learned it was actually the Evacuation Day Parade. And of course, I was there, and I was trying to see the floats and the bands, and I couldn't. So I took a little bit of initiative, and I climbed up on a mailbox. Being a postal worker's son, I saw the mailbox, and I said, oh, that would be a great vantage point. Well, it was, until a Boston police officer ushered me down. But I was able to see a good amount of the parade before being let down, before being asked to move from my perch. And it wasn't the Lord that called me down from my perch. It was, as I say, a Boston police officer, so a person of authority, if you will. But Zacchaeus is there, and interesting point in today's gospel. Jesus intends to pass through the town. He doesn't intend to stop. But he sees Zacchaeus, who himself is moved. He's moved because he knows, he's heard of this Jesus, and something stirs within him. Something moves him to find a vantage point where he can see this Jesus, about whom he's heard, but who he has not met. But something stirs him to find that vantage point. And at the point of their encounter, something interesting happens. Jesus sees Zacchaeus, and he says to him, today I must stay at your house. Not I want to stay at your house, or I think I should, or geez, I'm hungry, maybe I should just stop for a bite to eat. No, I must stay at your house. Jesus is compelled, he's moved to say this to Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus welcomes him with great joy, and the encounter deepens. And here's where the plot thickens, because Zacchaeus is a tax collector and a wealthy man. He's seen by many as a tax collector, as a sinner, one who's in league with Rome, because oftentimes the tax collectors would make their money by adding on an extra tax, if you will, from the Roman tax, so that they could make their money. That's how they made their money. And so they were defrauding, they were robbing basically their neighbors, maybe even their own family. And so they were not thought of very highly. Well, I guess with tax collectors, the more things change, the more they stay the same, huh? But with Zacchaeus, something is moved within him, and he says, if I have defrauded anyone, extorted anything from anyone, I shall repay it 4 times over. Zacchaeus' conversion is so strong. He's willing to do anything to grow in relationship with the Lord. He's willing to do anything to deepen that stirring that is within him, that has caused him to seek out Jesus, to find that vantage point in his life, to see Jesus and to have that encounter with Jesus. And Jesus, for his part, is open to this. He's open to Zacchaeus' conversion. He's open when he says, this man too is a descendant of Abraham. The translation from the Greek is actually a son of Abraham. He's a member of the family. He's a member of the tribe. And Zacchaeus has this conversion because of the fact that he has seen Jesus, because he has encountered Jesus. Where in recent days have we encountered Jesus? Where have we sought out Jesus? Have we taken opportunities to seek the Lord? Have we taken opportunities to pray, to do some spiritual or scriptural reading? Have we taken the opportunity to reach out to a neighbor who is in need? Have we sought out those in our life from whom perhaps we are estranged, and to bring Jesus into their lives and to bring them back into the fold as Jesus intends for Zacchaeus? Have we done these things? Because when we do these things, we grow in relationship with not only one another, but with the Lord and with our God, who calls us to conversion daily. He calls us to look within our hearts each and every day in moments of quiet and prayer to see where it is that we can grow stronger, where we can go deeper, where we can develop and strengthen our relationship with the Lord through works of prayer, of fasting, of almsgiving, of reading, of spiritual outreach. May we, like Zacchaeus, be moved to seek out the Lord. And may we, like Zacchaeus, be open to conversion of mind and heart, so that in all that we do, in all that we say, and in all that we are about, we may grow in relationship with the Lord and always seek the greater glory of God.